Running red lights and rolling through stop signs, it's illegal and dangerous, yet we hear more about the dangers of driving drunk or without a seatbelt. What about drivers who cause accidents because they ignore the basic rules of the road? The I-Team wanted to know what law enforcement is doing about this problem. Investigative reporter Adrian Augustus joins us with her report. Adrian.
Drivers ignoring traffic control devices is the #1 cause of fatalities on Las Vegas roads. Speeding and failure to yield are also major issues, but running red lights and stop signs are the biggest problems. You would think that would be the top priority for patrol and traffic officers, but it's not, and the deadly consequences are affecting more and more people.
Thank you for taking the required time to read and understand this letter regarding the untimely death of Gleno McIntosh.
It was an accident that crisscrossed the country.
His tragic death has impacted not just his family, but thousands of folks who he touched in person or through the numerous motorcycle forums he was a part of.
Gleno McIntosh, 45 years old, died February 6th while riding his motorcycle. He was the president of a sport bike club, taught motorcycle safety, and always wore protective gear. But that night, he didn't stand a chance.
And this woman just pulled out.
While heading east on a Henderson road, a woman facing north rolled through a stop sign and into his path. The police report shows McIntosh was not speeding. The other driver simply failed to yield. She was able to drive away after talking to police. McIntosh died before he reached the hospital. He left behind countless friends, 3 adult children, grandchildren, and his wife. He and Teresa had been friends since high school.
You know, it's changed our lives so much.
People ignoring traffic control devices, especially running stop signs and red lights, cause more deadly accidents than any other driving infraction in the valley.
Those usually end up in T-bone, right-angle collisions, or they end up with someone turning left and you run into them. Almost head-on collisions, the 2 most deadly kinds of crashes you can have.
But Traffic Bureau Captain Tom Conlon says red light runners aren't their only priority.
We can't settle on just going after red lights and ignore the drunk drivers or the people who are trying to run over pedestrians. We've got to go after it all.
Metro doesn't have the manpower to sit and only watch intersections for red light and stop sign runners. But while drunk driving checkpoints and the use of seatbelts may dominate the news, drivers ignoring traffic signals are also on Metro's radar.
We should be talking about it a lot more. We do need to talk about the fact that driving is a team sport. You are not the only person on the roadways, yet that's how people sometimes drive.
After 20 years, I'm not sure where to go from here.
Teresa McIntosh, her son John, and the rest of the family hope the driver who caused Glenn's accident will be punished. So do hundreds of friends who wrote the attorney prosecuting the case.
The community lost a great soul to what appears to be an act of negligent driving.
The woman who caused that accident is charged with vehicular manslaughter, a criminal misdemeanor. At worst, she will be fined $1,000, spend 6 months in jail, and have a criminal record for life. Some say red light cameras would help make people pay more attention to traffic signals, but a proposal to have them installed across the state died early in the last legislative session.
All right, thanks, Adrian.